Hey everyone, we're here talking about the Zelda Dungeon Informer Marathon, which takes place July 15th to the 21st. Here we're talking with Moss, who you started doing this about, was it 6 years ago?
This will be year number 6. Yes, we started July 2012 or June 2012. Summer 2012 was our first year. So we're 6 years in now.
So you've been doing a lot of the, you've been hosting it every year, and obviously it's based around your site and all the people we know. How has the preparation and all the work that's gone into it changed over the years?
Oh, drastically changed. Totally changed. I recall the first 2 years, really. It was just, hey guys, let's get together for a week, or not even a week, and play games. And it was kind of like a group hangout with the purpose of raising money for charity. And I think it's gotten a lot more structured over the years, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we now, we have our monthly meetings, basically, even in the winter time, 6-7 months preparing for
Mm-hmm.
the event, gauging of who's playing what and whatnot. I think the big change this year is in terms of the actual games, in terms of the competitiveness of the games. We're trying to make the games as competitive as possible. Some of the races, I know, in some of previous years, some of the races got a little lopsided, and if you're 6 hours into an 8-hour game and one person's winning in a head-to-head race and they're winning by 45 minutes, it's not as fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to make them as competitive as possible by encouraging people to practice more, or in some cases telling better people to tone it down with practice a little bit so the other people catch up.
And it is cool because there's a variety of we have some races that are people who are their knowledge of the game is expert level,
Right.
They know it inside and out. And then we have some where we kind of encourage newer players to take a more not casual, but a more entry level crack at the race.
Yeah, that's for sure. And one of the goals this year was to try to do at least 2 players playing almost every single game, which we've almost hit that goal. We're still working on that a little bit. There's still a few moving variables. But you're right. There's some games, I would say generally speaking, the bar each year has been raised a little higher in terms of competitiveness of some of the games.
Mm-hmm.
I think especially last year, and now I think that's carried over into this year, where for some of the games that we play, we're not quite world record pace, but we're getting close.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of so this year Kevin and Locke are racing Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
And they're minutes off the world record at this point. It's not there, so it's some of, not that there's that many people playing Hyrule Warriors, but
Mm-hmm.
it's they're 2 of the best players in the world, I would say, at Hyrule Warriors at this point.
Yeah. I think also with that mix of types of races, it's encouraged some people who normally will stick to a certain few games to maybe try out some games they don't even know that well.
Right. Yeah. So we have a ton of new people coming in for the 2017 marathon that haven't attended any of the prior ones, and so we threw them into games that they're comfortable with, but in some cases we pulled a few people off games or put people in games where they're not as comfortable with, just so it's a mix. And so there's new, so some of our, we have Blake and Josh, they fight it out in Wind Waker every year, but
the classic rivalry.
Yeah, but we also have new rivalries that will be born this year because people who have never played each other before.
And so speaking of the competitive nature and kind of the uniqueness of it, that is something that's kind of really special about this marathon. Is there's a lot of great other Zelda marathons out there that we really like, but we kind of bring this special gimmick type matches to the table.
Yeah.
And we've always done one every year with Twilight Princess.
Right.
But this year it has a special spin on it.
Yeah. So this year, what we're doing with Twilight Princess. So let's backtrack.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 years, what we've done these massive. I think 2 years ago it was 9 players, and last year was 10 players simultaneously playing with all of their video feeds being streamed online at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're watching, you can see 10 little boxes of all 10 of us playing Twilight Princess. But the problem was, we had 2 or 3 really good players, and then everybody else was sort of after that in some sort of pecking order. And after the first 25, 30 minutes, the top players, you can right from the get-go, you can see them slowly pulling away. Mm-hmm. And for a game like Twilight Princess, where it takes me, 12, 13 hours to beat, in a game that's that long, if you're already falling way behind 20 minutes in, it's not really a competitive race the rest of the way. So we were brainstorming ways of how can we keep this competitive or fun to watch from a viewer's perspective, mm-hmm. while also making it so that everybody has a shot. So we borrowed from the good folks over at the World Wrestling Entertainment, the WWE, and we're doing what we're calling the Twilight Princess Royal Rumble Edition. So in order to play in Twilight Princess this year for all our players, you have to practice the game and have an actual practice time. And so what we're going to do is the slowest 2 players the slowest player will start first. And let's say their time is whatever. Let's say it's me, I'm 13 hours. I'm the first player, I go. And then the next slowest person has a time of 12 and a half hours. So they're 30 minutes better than me. So I'm going to go, and then 30 minutes later, they will enter the Royal Rumble as the number 2 participant. The idea being, based on our times, we should theoretically get to the end of the game at the exact same moment. And we are going to do the same process across a full however many people that are playing. I think we're targeting 10 once again. So the idea being, I know there will be some differences with the actual times compared to your practice times, mm-hmm. since some people will outperform their practice times, and I'm sure some people will fall behind their practice times too. But the idea, I think, let's say 10 people should theoretically finish the game all within an hour of one another. So I think there will be a lot of. I'm hoping it would be great if we have 2-3 people all fighting Ganon and Ganondorf at the same time.
Yeah.
Or at least a good portion of them all at Hyrule Castle at the same time. So the point where if you die, that's going to be the difference between 3rd place and 6th place or something like that. Like if you have a crucial death late in the game.
Yeah, it's like a handicap that'll create some high drama, I would say.
Yeah. And another thing with Twilight Princess in particular, so in previous years we've done these elimination modes where people would stop playing after a few hours. With this one, everybody playing will beat the game. Mm-hmm. That is one of the requirements. So for the runners, for the players, I think it's an accomplishment in of its own just playing that game in one sitting.
Yeah.
So even for that one person who comes in, or the person who starts first and has that 13-hour time or whatever, or the person who finishes last in the race, it's still a sense of an accomplishment too.
It's also a testament to how good those top tier runners are to watch them catch back up.
Yeah. I think narrowing the gap, because it's gonna be they're gonna start whatever. The best player has, I think, a sub 8-hour time, so they're in the 7-hour range. Mm-hmm. And I think our first player, whoever starts, is probably going to be close to 13 hours. Meaning there's about a 5. So the person who starts first is going to be 5 hours into the game, which is probably after they get the Master Sword, maybe, or around there, maybe in the Lakebed Temple, whatever. When somebody just starts playing, and it's going to see that they're still getting to the finish line, but there's the guy's going to slowly be catching up. And it's going to be fun to watch that. Mm-hmm. And every time somebody passes somebody that started before them, that'll be a big deal.
So it's really come a long way from the first marathon. How many races were there? Probably 1 or 2?
We did 2. We did the we raced Twilight Princess, actually. We did a 1v1 GameCube versus Wii version.
Yeah.
And we also did a Oracle of Seasons plus Ages head-to-head combo race.
Oh, yeah.
So it started from 2 races, and now I don't know the exact numbers, but it's probably close to 15 races.
Mm-hmm. And how many people were the first year?
I think we had 8 attendees the first year. We might have had a 9th that didn't play. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
So, and this year, the final attendee count, it's not totally confirmed yet, but I believe we'll have somewhere between, I think, like 18 and 20 people, somewhere around there. We have a few more local people that will be coming in for only a couple days or for one game or whatnot.
But we're gonna have a packed house.
Oh yeah. They're yeah.
That's one thing that's changed over the years too, is the location a little. It's gone to 3 different locations.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to do that with the amount of people we have this year? In the first year's location.
Well, the first venue and the second venue. The first year we did at my parents' house actually, and we can't hold this many people there anymore unless I, told my parents and anybody else living there at the moment to move out for a week and a half. And then we did it at my house back in Mississippi the second year, and that we might be able to hold as many people as we have now. But I mean, the venue where we have the location now, we're pushing the limits, I think, with the amount of people we have. But I think it'll still be comfortable. But it'll be nice. It'll be a full packed house, and there'll be stuff going on. There will be people on stream at all times.
Yeah, that's a big goal for this year, is to have something engaging happening at all hours of the day.
Yeah. I mean, in past years, like when we've had only 8 or 9 people and whoever's doing whoever's on the 3 to 5 a.m. shift, it could be a little lonely at times. And that probably will not happen this year. So because we have so many people and the way we're doing the schedule, there should always be hopefully 3-4 people on stream engaging with chat and at all times. So.
Awesome. So what games this year are you most looking forward to playing?
Well, I am going to be playing A Link to the Past again. That's one game that I've played every single year from the beginning. I'm switching up some of the games I am playing this year though, because like I've played Phantom Hourglass for each of the first 5 years, and this is the first year I'm letting it go.
So we have the one tradition that will maybe never be broken, but you're breaking this one other sacred tradition.
Yeah, when we have our meetings, we play off what the Zelda team used to say, and we're breaking the conventions of the Zelda Dungeon Informer Marathon. So a lot of things we've done year after year after year, we're throwing them out the window. Not all of them, but a good portion of them. And a lot of that is some of the games that people have been playing. So yeah, I'm not playing Phantom Hourglass. The actual games I'm playing is still... I always leave myself a little open to see what void we have, and then I'll usually play that. Looks like for sure I'm going to be playing Oracle of Ages, the return rematch race of Mossies versus Mosley from a couple of years back.
Classic.
And the Link to the Past is always fun. And what else I play after that is still up in the air, but we'll see.
So maybe that's one of the most exciting parts, is you're on your toes a little bit.
Well, it's more so we only have one person playing this game, so we need somebody, or in other cases, nobody is playing this game, so therefore Mossies is playing Faces of Evil.
What event, maybe you're playing or not, are you most looking forward to?
I'm really excited about the Twilight Princess, but we talked about that already. But there's also a lot of stuff that we did last year that was kind of quirky. We did the Majora's Mask puzzle.
Yes.
And we also did the Phantom Hourglass multiplayer tournament. So these were some like quirky things, and I don't think nobody's ever streamed somebody doing a Zelda jigsaw puzzle before. And without getting into too many details, we have a few other cool things in the works.
Yeah, we'll be announcing them in the future.
Yeah.
That's also been a staple, I would say, of the marathon. Previous years we've done the ZDI games and
Some things have been hit or miss. Like I remember, so the first year, I don't know if you know what I'm going to mention here.
I do, yeah.
I thought it'd be great. I just like months before the marathon, I picked up a Rob the Robot, and
Oh yeah.
and I was fascinated by it, and I'm like, I'm sure nobody's ever seen this thing, so I'm like, let's play Gyromite on a Zelda stream with the robot, and like this will be fun. We got a TV, we set it up, and we streamed it for about 15 minutes, and we're like, what are we doing?
I feel like we've said that more than a few times too.
And also that first year we did the game watch.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to mention.
The wristwatch, where we had a camcorder fully zoomed in on a wristwatch that was on a table, and it was pretty glorious, actually. So every year we try doing something, quirky like that, and I think we'll do something. We've got a couple things in the works for that. So,
and what non-game related thing are you looking forward to? A lot of people love to watch because they like the people, and they start to pick up on a lot of inside,
Well, I always like to see Josh's meltdown. We don't know what game it's going to be, what vines he's not going to be able to hookshot up to.
Oh, no. I was just off topic, but I was just playing Twilight Princess, and I was in a room I remember he had a hard time with.
Yeah.
And I almost had a meltdown.
So it's not a matter of if he will melt down. It's a matter of when he will melt down and how devastating it will be.
Mm-hmm.
But we love Josh. But, yeah.
It's what's great about the marathon is we have a pretty big cast of characters, and they all have some unique quirks.
Yep. That's for sure.
And we also, we like to make our runs to Woodman's.
Oh yeah. The trips. There's a lot of stuff that happens at the marathon that the audience will never be able to see, because. But that's sort of what's evolved with this marathon as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's now, I think, for a lot of the people that have attended now for 3-4 years, it's become their vacation. Mm-hmm. So while we have so much fun on stream with the games, we try to make it a good experience from a viewing perspective. A lot of the stuff that happens behind the scenes is just as fun.
Well, I think is great is the viewers start to pick up on these things.
They do,
and they start to know the lives of the marathon attendees.
Yes. Some of the regulars they'll comment on. I can't think of any examples right now, but they're like, if we'll mention it. Yeah, I'm making a Woodman's run.
People perk up in the chat,
and like 40 minutes later, like, is Moss back from Woodman's? Yeah. Or the Google Maps Woodman's. Oh, I think I know where they are.
So you heard it here first. We announced the Twilight Princess unique race we have for it this year. I would stay tuned. We're gonna do some other videos like this. We're gonna maybe reveal some more information about the marathon.
We'll also be talking to some of the other cast members attending this year's marathon. So,
yeah, stay tuned.
Wake up, Link.